Most people believe they would notice if something was wrong with their body. They expect strong symptoms, clear signals, something obvious. But vitamin deficiencies do not work that way. They develop silently, slowly, and often without pain. You may feel tired. You may have less energy. You may struggle to focus. Your sleep may change. Your mood may shift. Your body may feel different. But nothing feels serious enough to take action. And that is exactly why deficiencies are dangerous, because they do not stop your life. They slowly change it. Most people are living with at least one deficiency without knowing it, not because they are unhealthy, but because modern life creates imbalance. Processed food, stress, poor sleep, low sunlight exposure. All of this affects how the body absorbs and uses nutrients. The body depends on vitamins for almost everything: energy production, brain function, heart activity, muscle contraction, immune defense. When even one vitamin is lacking, the system begins to change. At first, the changes are small, but over time, they become more noticeable. The problem is not that the body is silent. The problem is that the signals are subtle, and most people ignore subtle signals. Many people believe that if they eat regularly, they cannot have vitamin deficiencies. But this is not always true. Modern diets often look sufficient, but may lack key nutrients. Food quality has changed. Processing removes nutrients. Storage reduces vitamin content. Cooking methods may destroy sensitive compounds. Even when food looks healthy, it may not provide what the body needs. Another important factor is absorption. The body does not simply take in everything you eat. It must absorb nutrients through the digestive system. If digestion is not optimal, absorption decreases. Stress plays a role here as well. Chronic stress affects how the body processes nutrients. It may reduce absorption and increase the need for certain vitamins. Age is another factor. As people get older, the body becomes less efficient at absorbing some nutrients. Vitamin B12, for example, becomes harder to absorb with age. Vitamin D depends on sunlight, but many people spend most of their time indoors. This creates widespread deficiency. Another issue is imbalance. A person may get enough of one nutrient but lack another. The body requires balance. When one part is missing, the system cannot function properly. This is why deficiencies can exist, even when a person feels they are eating normally. The body always gives signals, but it does not always give obvious ones. The first signs of deficiency are often very general. Fatigue is one of the most common. A person may feel low energy without a clear reason. Rest does not fully restore energy. Another sign is difficulty concentrating. The brain depends heavily on vitamins. When nutrients are lacking, mental clarity decreases. Some people experience irritability or mood changes. This is often linked to deficiencies in B vitamins or vitamin D. Sleep may also be affected. Falling asleep becomes harder, or sleep becomes less restorative. The skin may change. Dryness, dullness, or slow healing may appear. Hair may become weaker. Nails may become brittle. Muscles may feel weaker or more tense. Some people experience cramps or discomfort. Another important point is that these symptoms often appear together. Not one strong symptom, but many small ones. Because each symptom is mild, they are often ignored, but together they form a pattern, and that pattern may indicate that the body is lacking essential nutrients. One of the most common and underestimated deficiencies is vitamin D. Many people do not realize that they lack it because the symptoms are not obvious at first. Vitamin D is not just a vitamin. It behaves like a hormone. It affects many systems in the body. Bones, muscles, immune system, and even the heart depend on it. One of the main sources of vitamin D is sunlight, but modern lifestyle has changed this. People spend more time indoors. They avoid direct sun exposure. As a result, vitamin D levels drop. The first symptoms are often subtle: fatigue, low energy, a general feeling of weakness. Some people notice muscle discomfort. Others feel more tired after normal activities. Another important sign is mood. Low vitamin D levels are often linked to low mood or lack of motivation. People may feel less interested in things they used to enjoy. Sleep may also change. the body may not fully relax. Another critical aspect is immunity. Frequent illnesses may indicate low vitamin D. The body becomes less efficient at defending itself. Because these symptoms are general, they are often ignored. People think they are just tired or stressed, but in reality, the body may be lacking one of its most important regulators. Vitamin B12 plays a key role in the nervous system. It supports brain function and nerve health. When B12 levels drop, the effects are often noticeable in mental and neurological symptoms. One of the first signs is fatigue, but this fatigue feels different. It is deeper, more persistent. Another important symptom is brain fog. A person may feel less focused. Thinking may become slower. Memory may not be as sharp. Some people experience difficulty concentrating. Others feel mentally tired even without physical effort. Another sign is tingling or numbness. This may appear in the hands or feet. It is related to how nerves function. Without enough B12, nerve signals become less efficient. Mood changes may also occur. Irritability, low mood, a feeling of emotional instability. Because these symptoms develop slowly, they are often ignored. People think it is stress, aging, or lack of sleep. But B12 deficiency can develop quietly, especially in people over 40. Absorption becomes less efficient with age. This makes it easier for deficiency to develop. The important point is that B12 affects the brain directly. When levels are low, mental clarity and energy are affected. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals in the body, yet many people do not get enough of it. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of biological processes. It affects muscles, nerves, heart rhythm, and sleep. One of the first signs of low magnesium is muscle tension. A person may feel tightness or stiffness. Some people experience muscle cramps. Others notice twitching, especially at night. Sleep problems are also common. Difficulty falling asleep, frequent awakenings, or sleep that does not feel restorative. Magnesium helps the body relax. Without it, the nervous system may remain more active. Another important sign is anxiety. Magnesium plays a role in calming the nervous system. Low levels may increase sensitivity to stress. The heart is also affected. Magnesium helps regulate heart rhythm. When levels are low, some people may experience palpitations, a feeling that the heart is beating irregularly. Because magnesium deficiency does not cause one clear symptom, it is often missed. Instead, it creates a combination of small issues: sleep problems, muscle discomfort, stress sensitivity. These are often treated separately, but they may have a common cause. Iron deficiency is one of the most common nutritional problems in the world, and many people live with it without realizing it. Iron is essential for oxygen transport. It helps red blood cells carry oxygen to tissues. When iron levels drop, oxygen delivery becomes less efficient. The body begins to feel it immediately. One of the first signs is fatigue. But this is not normal tiredness. It is a heavy, persistent fatigue that does not improve with rest. A person may feel weak even after sleeping. Another important sign is shortness of breath. Even small activities may feel harder. Walking, climbing stairs, or speaking may require more effort. This happens because the body is not receiving enough oxygen. The heart may also react. It may beat faster to compensate. Some people notice palpitations or a stronger heartbeat. Another visible sign is pale skin. Lips, face, or inside of the eyelids may appear lighter. This reflects reduced oxygen delivery. Some people also experience dizziness or a feeling of lightheadedness when standing. Because these symptoms develop gradually, they are often ignored. People adapt. They slow down. They reduce activity. But the underlying issue remains. Iron deficiency directly affects energy and circulation, and without correction, it continues to worsen over time. Potassium is one of the most important minerals for the heart. It plays a key role in electrical activity. Every heartbeat depends on a balance of electrolytes. Potassium helps regulate how the heart contracts. When potassium levels are too low or too high, this balance is disrupted. One of the first signs is irregular heartbeat. A person may feel that the heart skips beats or beats unevenly. These sensations can be brief or persistent. Another sign is muscle weakness. Potassium is essential for muscle contraction. Low levels may cause fatigue or reduced strength. Some people experience muscle cramps. Others feel general weakness. Another important effect is on blood pressure. Potassium helps balance sodium. When potassium is low, blood pressure may become less stable. It may fluctuate more easily. This creates additional strain on the heart. Because potassium imbalance does not always cause strong symptoms, it is often overlooked, but even small changes can affect heart rhythm and circulation. The body depends on stable electrolyte levels. When this balance is disturbed, the heart is one of the first organs affected. One of the biggest mistakes people make is looking for a single cause. They want one explanation for how they feel, but in reality, deficiencies often do not exist alone. They combine. A person may have low vitamin D, at the same time, low magnesium, and borderline B12. Each deficiency may cause mild symptoms, but together, they create a much stronger effect. Fatigue becomes more noticeable. Sleep becomes worse. Stress becomes harder to manage. The body feels less stable. Another important point is interaction. Some nutrients depend on others. For example, magnesium supports vitamin D function. Without enough magnesium, vitamin D may not work effectively. This creates a chain reaction. Fixing one deficiency may not fully solve the problem. Balance is the key. The body works as a system, not as isolated parts. Another challenge is that combined deficiencies create unclear symptoms. Nothing points clearly to one cause. This makes diagnosis more difficult. People may feel that something is wrong, but cannot explain it. Understanding that deficiencies can overlap helps explain these complex symptoms. It also shows why a comprehensive approach is important. Most people are not sick. They are simply out of balance. The body does not suddenly break. It slowly changes. And before anything serious happens, it always gives signals. Not loud, not dramatic, but consistent. Fatigue that doesn't go away. Sleep that doesn't restore you. Mood that feels different. Energy that slowly fades. These are not random problems. They are messages. Your body is not working against you. It is trying to adapt, trying to compensate, trying to keep everything running despite what is missing. But it cannot do that forever. The most important thing to understand is this: you don't need to wait for a serious symptom. You don't need a crisis to start paying attention. Small signals matter. Because small signals come first. Signals come. And if you understand them early, you stay in control. Your body is always communicating. The question is simple. Are you listening?